I'm Annie Stores, welcome back to another video. So today's video we're going to focus on dining, my all-time favourite topic, subject to talk about, and this week we're going to focus on Universal and our off-site days. So don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and also a subscribe is always appreciated. So if you've been following me for a while, then you'll know that I'm pretty obsessed with dining, like all the food. I love looking at menus ahead, I love watching all the vlogs, reading all the blogs, looking at pictures. Honestly, I really do obsess, and it drives Pete mad because when I'm kind of trying to plan our itinerary, and I'll say, what about this place or what about this place, and he's like, really? I'm not going to decide what I'm going to eat 6 months in advance. And I'm like, why not? I don't know why that's such a big problem. So I don't really have much of an outlet with Pete, so I'm going to talk to you about it. And Universal and like the off-site stuff, we haven't ever done that before, so it was completely new. And disappointingly, there isn't, or I've certainly not found, as many like vloggers that are talking about Universal dining. So if you have got any recommendations, then please do let me know, because we feel like it's come up a little bit short. There has been some channels that we've watched, but it feels like it's been a bit few and far between, whereas Disney dining, there's loads on the subject. So like I say, if there's any that you can recommend, then please do let us know. So in terms of booking our Universal dining, we found the experience completely different to Disney dining. So we will talk about that next week in relation to Disney, but in terms of Universal, we found that it's just more like booking a restaurant, like in general, as in no crazy like queues or selling out or lack of reservations, etc. No specific time frame that we found to book. We just kind of logged on, saw that our dates were available, and we're able to secure a booking for like all the time. So we really haven't struggled to book any of the Universal dining offerings. I don't know why there's such a difference there, to be honest, but either way, we're happy about that. So I've got my itinerary spreadsheet here, so let me just go through what we've booked and why we've booked it. And again, we're all ears if you've got any recommendations or any tips for us. So when I was looking into this and planning out the spreadsheet here, then what we did find is that, and having never been before, so again correct me if I'm wrong, is that the majority of the sort of table service restaurants seem to be available on City Walk. There were some that are available in the parks, but I found it to be less so than Disney, and that's kind of what I'm used to. So a lot of the places we have booked on City Walk, and actually the quick service locations are what we found tended to be sort of more popular and more available in the Universal parks themselves. So looking at my spreadsheet and what we've actually booked, like I say, we did look at what was available, but mainly it was kind of down to menus. So I scoured all the menus to kind of see what kind of food that we like, where we thought like there was a really good menu, and there was so many options. So we've not been able to book everything, obviously, because we're not there for as many days as there are restaurants. So we just kind of narrowed it down to what we thought would be our favourites. So up first is Margaritaville. Now Margaritaville, when I went back to look at my spreadsheet, it kind of didn't really jump out at me, and I was thinking, what is that and why have we booked that? But then I had another look at the menu to remind me as to why we booked it, and then I remembered. So the prices seem quite reasonable, and they seem to have quite a broad range in terms of like tacos, burgers, steaks, grills, even pasta dishes, etc. So I figured that there was kind of something for everyone on that menu. But to me, that's not one that I'm like, oh, I'm desperate to go there. It's more just, that looked like a nice menu, let's get it booked. The one that we have booked, which we're kind of really excited for, is on day 2, and that is Twosome Chocolate Emporium. Now firstly, it looks incredible from the outside. It looks like something from like Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. And then the inside being like a steampunk theme, we thought was really cool. And obviously to have a chocolate theme, we thought was definitely something interesting and different. And certainly the menu options here looked great. Again, a really wide variety, something for everyone. But in particular, obviously, I think you go into think about the desserts and the crazy, what do they call them, freak shakes. So that is something I'm sure Oscar is going to love. I guess the risk with that is if you buy and fill up on a crazy milkshake, then you're probably not going to eat much of your dinner. So we just need to balance that, because we want to make sure that he is eating like nutritious food, not just milkshakes, chicken nuggets and pizza. So we'll have to see about that one. Then the other table services that we've booked at Universal, Vivo Italian Kitchen. I mean, we just thought that was probably just going to be like a decent Italian type place. We did look at another option which was at Portofino Resort, and that was an Italian, but the price difference between the two was actually quite significant, and actually they had a very similar menu, so we actually went with the more cheaper offering. Hopefully that's not a mistake, but don't really think you can go that wrong with Italian food, so we thought that one should be fine. And then the next one that we've booked is actually one that's in the parks. I'm probably going to get the pronunciation wrong. Mythos? Mythos? And this one I have seen rated very highly on a lot of DIB trip reports. This is the one that I've seen come up most frequently. Now, I think obviously we've got a young child who's possibly not that much of an adventurous eater, so I was thinking, oh, it sounds really good, but are we going to get something for all of us? But actually, after checking the menu, and certainly like the kids menus, I found that all the Florida dining, the kids menus are kind of just pretty basic. They've kind of got the same stuff available everywhere, and it's almost a little bit in rotation. So actually for this trip we might order for Oscar off the kids menus as well, so he's not just having the same thing all the time. But that one seemed like a really good option, so I'm hoping that one's good. And then one that we haven't been able to book just because it didn't have the option to reserve, but it's part of the Landry Select Club group, and we are now Landry Select Club members for this trip, and that is Bubba Gump. And this one, I mean, obviously we grew up watching Forrest Gump. Who didn't, if you're kind of like our age? And the fact that there's a Bubba Gump restaurant just is incredible. We like seafood, but it isn't just seafood, because I'm more keen on seafood than Pete is. He does like the odd like battered prawn type thing, but he's not into fish as much as I am. So I was thinking, oh, let's just see if there's decent like menu options that isn't just fish. And there is, again, such a vast menu, so not just seafood, but they've got burgers and grills, pastas, that kind of thing. So definitely something for everyone there. And I hear around Bubba Gump is that there's lots of like photo opportunities as well, which I think will be really cute. So we are excited for that. Hopefully we won't have a problem getting a reservation with the Landry's card, because from what I've read is that you do get priority seating, but obviously I guess you can only get priority seating if there is availability. So fingers crossed for that one. I'm hoping that that won't be an issue, but we'll see. And then the final thing in terms of like booking table service at Universal is we were hoping to book the Marvel character buffet option, but well, two things on that. From what I've read, I think you need to book it on site or over the phone. Now I'm not going to ring at cost, so I guess that would be one we'd try and book on site. But secondly, I'm not actually sure if it's available at the moment, obviously because of characters and obviously keeping like COVID safe, etc. So I've kind of penciled that one in the hope that it might come available if it's not already. But if not, we have got a gap. So with that gap, if you've got any recommendations, then please do let us know, because what I'm trying to do for this one is book more table service in the evening and utilize the quick service during the day so that we don't have to leave the park. So if you've got anything that you think, if we can't get that, that would be another great option for us, then please do let us know. So that's the table service options that we've booked at Universal. And then for counter service, oh, there's so much choice, it's going to be really hard to narrow that down. So first up are obviously the Harry Potter themed quick service options, so the leaky cauldron and the 3 broomsticks. And whenever we talk to Oscar about it, he's honestly so excited because we've read so much about it in the books and he's obviously seen it in the films as well. The fact that he can go and eat there is just something that kind of like blows his mind a little bit. So for those 2 options, we were thinking about utilising them for breakfast predominantly, and then maybe like an evening option perhaps. So that's only one evening where we haven't booked a table service because we're hoping to catch like the fireworks nighttime show, so we want to stay in the park for that. The only thing that kind of puts me off as a non-breakfast option is that the menu items are kind of obviously the British themed, and it's the kind of stuff we would eat at home. Well, not really actually, because a lot of it is like fish and chips, cottage pie, shepherd's pie, toad in the hole, and I guess actually we're not eating that every day, like it's quite stodgy type food. But I don't really like going to other countries and eating food that you can have at home. To me, that's not really part and parcel of the experience. Although saying that, we are there for a much longer period of time this time, so I'm sure that won't be an issue. So I'm hoping that's a good option. Certainly the theming looks amazing, and Oscar wants to try the butterbeers. He wants to try the hot one and the cold one. So if we go a couple of days, then hopefully he can like have one of each. And then recently we actually saw on someone's Instagram that we follow the butterbeer ice cream cone, and he was like, Mom, I need that. So definitely wanting to utilise the Harry Potter options because they just look amazing. Like I say, the theming looks so good and the food gets great reviews as well, so I think those are good choices. And then the other ones is definitely in like the Simpsons land, so Krusty Burger. Now this does, from what I've seen, actually get quite mixed reviews because you've got the Krusty Burger and also Cletus's Chicken Shack, and we've looked up the options. And Oscar is just desperate to try like a Krusty Burger. He loves The Simpsons. He's obviously been watching it and seeing them eat the Krusty Burgers and things. So that's what he's really desperate for. Like I say, the reviews haven't been so good, but you know, who am I to deny the child? So that's where we're gonna go. Probably Cletus's Chicken Shack as well, because they've got like a waffle chicken burger which looks really interesting, and we really want to try the Flaming Mo drink, and I'm sure Pete will have a Duff beer as well. So that's definitely one of the quick service options that we want to utilise there. And then the other one that we've seen is in Dr. Seuss area, and this is like from the Green Eggs and Ham little pop-up truck thing, and basically it's just different tater tots but with different toppings on. And you know, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you'll know that Pete is obsessed with tater tots, so we definitely want to try that. But also Bumblebee Taco Truck as well in the Simpsons area. Oscar is a bit obsessed with tacos, and I don't know if this is like a Roblox reference, but has anybody else got small children who are obsessed with the taco song, Raining Tacos?
It's raining tacos.
Oscar's a bit obsessed, so he definitely wants to try the Bumblebee Tacos. So in terms of Universal, that's kind of all the things we're thinking. Obviously there's some great snack places as well that we've seen, so Voodoo Donuts and also Cinnabon. So certainly those are places we're going to have a look at as well. And like I say, we're just not spoilt for choice, so, and we have got lots of days that we're there and lots of gaps to film. So like I say, please do let us know if there's anything we're missing that you think is an absolute must do, because I'll get that penciled in. So thinking now more about like the offsite options, and the first up is Discovery Cove. Now Discovery Cove is actually really easy because it's all inclusive, so all inclusive breakfast and an all inclusive lunch. So it's great that for at least one of our days of the trip, our food is going to be pretty much covered for the whole day, so that's fab. Now when we go to SeaWorld, I've not really seen many options for dining at SeaWorld, and we're kind of coming up a little bit stuck there. Like I say, there's not really too much like in terms of vlogs that focus on it, so really a bit of a blank there. So give us a yell if you have got anything that you would recommend at SeaWorld. What we would say though, is when we are traveling back from SeaWorld, because the park has got like a shorter like opening day than Universal or Disney, what we are going to do is go to Longhorn Steakhouse on the way back, because it's kind of en route back to our hotel, which is the Rosen Inn International. And again, on the dip, I have seen so many people talking about Longhorn. I've seen all the pictures. The bread, like the starter of the bread, just looks great on its own, but then obviously like the steaks and the loaded jacket potatoes and all sorts just looks great. Like, we are big carnivores, sorry to anyone watching who isn't, and we do love a good steak, so I'm very excited for that one. Then the other options that we've got, not booked, because again I'm not sure if you can actually go and book these things, I think these might just be walk-ups, but the Cheesecake Factory, I think I mentioned this in one of the previous vlogs, but we've grown up hearing all around the Cheesecake Factory, and the actual menu itself is huge. It's absolutely massive, so there is something for everyone on there. But then of course you need to make sure to save some room for that amazing cheesecake, and again the options for the cheesecake are just vast from what I've seen. There's like cheesecake in every single flavour combination that you would ever want, so that's definitely something that we're going to have to take away with us, even if we can't eat it then and there, because I do love a good cheesecake and it doesn't look like it's going to disappoint. So then the other things for our sort of off-site, the hotel that we're staying in is really well sited to loads of different places. So we've got IHOP on the list for breakfast, which appears to be just over the road, and the giant stacks of pancakes look amazing, and I know Oscar is just going to go nuts for that. You know, he loves pancakes, who doesn't? But with all like the toppings on the top, you can get the pancakes with different kinds of fillings, like birthday flavour, chocolate chip, banana. It just looks amazing. And then to add on top of that, like sausage, bacon, eggs, hash browns, that's going to be a good option, and really reasonably priced as well. So IHOP is on the list, as is Denny's, which appears to have quite similar options. I think they're just slightly different. I'm not really too sure what the main differences are, but either way, like both of them look like good options, and we've got those in. And then the final thing that we have on the list, and just because it would be rude not to, next door to the hotel is apparently the world's biggest McDonald's, and it looks huge. It actually came up on like a TikTok, and then we kind of made the connection that that's the one next door to our hotel. So it's got like a play area, it's got like a proper deli counter with different options. Did I see that it had pizza? I don't know. I don't think we'll be going for a Mac pizza. That's just sounds wrong to me. We'll be going for breakfast. We had a spare slot for breakfast before we head to our Disney Springs day, so that's where we're going to go, because I do love a McDonald's breakfast, and I don't think we had one the last time we were in America, which feels a bit wrong really, so we're going to correct that. So yeah, if there is anything that we've missed that you think is a must do, then let us know. We don't have loads of gaps free, so we are having to be a little bit selective, but we do want to eat really good food, so let us know. And let us know what you think about what we've picked as well. If there is anything where you've had an experience and it's not been good, then also please let us know, because I'd rather switch something out now than be disappointed later. So those are our dining options for Universal and Offsite. Next week we'll be talking about Disney dining, which we have got some good things booked. So again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for that. But thanks again for watching, and I'll see you again soon.